theory is different. Theory is different mean whatever you have learned, you should know how to apply for papers. That is very important. Right? Again, you might have the knowledge, you have that experience already because you have done O-levels. You have completed O-levels, you know that, right? Although you do, although you have learned theory, that's why everyone conduct different paper classes. Otherwise, a paper class concept won't come in O-level and also A-level. Mainly, if it comes to A-level, then it is must in A-level. Okay, that's why there is a separate thing called paper class concept. So, paper class concept is different, right? Paper class is different, theory class is different. The way how we approach things are different, right? Now, today, let's start with chemical bonds, which is a very important lesson, okay? Where you have a complete structured essay. You have a complete structured essay on this part. Not only structured essay, even there are so many, there are short questions related to this lesson. So first of all, understand the importance. There is a complete structured essay based on this lesson. Again, when we take unit 1, you get structured essay questions, but not every year. But unit 2, every year you get the structured essay. Okay, so much important part, and actually this is an easy part. If you understand properly, this is an easy part. Then we say this lesson as chemical bonds. Chemical bonds. Actually, chemical bonds, actually we are speaking about interactions. I have told you in unit 1, these atoms, they also like humans. Okay, they also have sense. So they also like to have interactions with each and everyone. Do you like to be alone or you like to have interactions? That's why there is a club, okay, even in schools, called Interact Club. Why? Because people love to have interactions. Mostly people like to have interactions with the same gender or opposite gender. Huh? Right? Mostly people like to have interactions with same gender, opposite gender. It's nothing like that. Again, you like to have interactions with both the genders. Like that, no, again, do you say, no, I don't want to have any interaction with boys? No one will tell like that. No one will tell, I don't want to have interactions with girls. No one will tell like that. Because you will have interactions with your mother. No? Girls, why are you thinking other girls? Your mother, your sister, right? Your aunties, right? And like so many things are there. Then this is interaction. So here we are going to talk about interaction. Now completely understand this with our life. Again, this will be very easy. Okay. So when you take interactions, Putta, you have, like when you take our life, we have two types of interactions. Some are major interactions. Some are minor interactions. What are the major interactions you have in your life? Yeah, major interactions mean mainly directly your interaction with your parents, your siblings, your cousins, something like major interactions. And also your close friends. Those we can name it as major interactions. So those are known as primary interactions. Again, the basic interactions where you should have. Okay, again, although you don't have cousins or anything, like parents and your close friends, we can take, and your siblings. We can make it what? Primary interactions. Secondary interactions secondary interactions mean those are not major, but those also affect your life. For an example, now you are going to school. Okay? Teacher is scolding you. Will it affect you or not? It will affect your life. Okay? A friend is humiliating you. Will it affect you or not? It will affect. A random person in road doing something to you. Right? Will it affect you? It will affect somehow according to the things what he does. What he or she does, right? There are two interactions, primary interaction and secondary interactions. Now, first of all, today, our main topic is to speak about primary interactions in the chemical bonds, right? Okay. Before speaking primary interaction, first of all, there is a question. Why we make interactions? Why should we make interactions? Why these atoms should make interactions? Why? What's the purpose? To form bonds. Yeah, again, making interaction, again, actually, by forming bonds only, they make interactions. Okay? Again, why people love to form interactions? Again, very rarely you find one or two, some psychiatric people who doesn't like to form bonds, they don't want to interfere or they don't want to interact with anyone. Very rarely you find some people like that. But most of the people, they like to interact. Again, when people are surrounding them, it is good for them. Like they feel good. Okay, so why people want to make interaction, or these atoms want to make interactions? Why, Bang, you like people? Just imagine you are the only person in the world. Then how can you think about your life? You'll be so bored, right? So you like to speak with different type of people. When you go for different places, your mentality changes. So when your mentality changes, you become stable. Okay, you become actually stable. Just imagine when you're having a long vacation. Do you like the long vacation? You like vacations, but do you like long vacation? Like just imagine 6 months, schools and classes holiday. Do you love that? Again, you can't go out of the house. You have to be in the house. You can't go out of the house. But it's vacation. Just imagine a lockdown period. You enjoyed your lockdown period? How can I explain, right? Hurry. Then, good. Fine. So what you have to do, again, the method interactions mainly, they make interactions to be stable. That's the reality. Again, why people marry? They can be everlasting singles. Again, boys, if they think so hard earn money, why should we spend on someone whose daughter? Okay. Again, why should spend that money on someone's daughter? A person, we'll say a female who is earning and who has a good job and who has a good reputation, she's thinking, why should we marry? And why should we serve someone's son? Again, they're helping normally girls or women. They help men for many things. So if they think like that, they can think, right? Sometimes you might say different answers. Answers වලට marriage කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා නෑනේ. But they marry. එහෙම නේද? But there are so many memes related for marriages. කියන්නේ marriage කියන positive විදිහට ගොඩක් memes තියෙන්නේ. Like mostly memes are positive towards the marriage or negative towards the marriage. Negative towards the marriage. There are so many memes, so many jokes, right, related to marriage. But no any jokes related to love. All the jokes are related to marriage, but not for love. Anyhow, but still, but you have seen people suffer after marriage. Again, not everyone. Okay. Still, although you see people suffering, still you get married. You won't stop. No, I can't get married. I want to earn more. Like everyone, when they come to between 25 to 30, however they will arrange a marriage, that will happen, right? Okay. So online people, can you all hear me? Sounds are okay, right? Okay. The PDF, it's in the chat. Huh? Again, I see the online chat. The PDF is there. Right? Hari PDF එක නැති වුණාට කමක් නැහැ. I will share that. හරිද? PDF එක ඕනේ දැනට. But after the session, at least I will share. Now observe this. Let me understand. So with this, we'll develop this part. So, why people still get married? To be stable. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, that's the answer. Because when they get bonded, they become very stable. Okay, more than a single person, a married person is stable. All right, that's the truth. Single people won't understand that. Okay, you will understand later, right? Then we'll come for primary interactions here. When we take primary interactions in this one, chemistry, right? There are mainly 3 primary interactions we speak. Mainly 3 types of primary interactions we speak. Out of those, 2 already you know. You have done in your O-levels. Again, you haven't done to a deep level, but you have done to some level. Ekak tamai, one from that. Okay. One is ionic bond කියන එක. The first one is, right? The first one is ionic bond. ඒ කියන්නේ ionic bond. When we are learning ionic bond, අර මෙහෙම බොරුවක් we tell in O level. ඒ බොරුව මම කියන්නම් first of all. අර ඒක ඇත්ත කියලා තමයි you will think that's the truth. But most of the things what you have learned in O level are not 100% truth. That we are teaching, O level teachers, they teach this science part. To tell, again they can only tell this part. Again, what we can tell, what we can give an example. Okay, chuttima ekekta. How you tell food කියලා, come and eat food කියලා එහෙම චුට්ටි එකෙක්ට කියනවාද? කියන්නේ 1 year child කෙනෙක් වගේට, 1.5 year child. How you call them to eat? Baba come Baba come and eat food කියනවාද? Do you say come and eat food? How you call them to eat? How you call them to eat? Haven't you seen babas? You have seen babas. No, how you call babas to eat? You say, Baba come and eat mama. Normally you say mama. So water you say nanna. Right? Different things they say. But normally you don't say the real word for them. Right? Likewise, O-level time, they taught a thing, about ionic bond. They taught like this. Ionic bond forms, again, all the metals and non-metals form ionic bonds කියලා කතාවක් they taught. එහෙම එකක්, there is something like that in your brain. Okay? Again, all the metals and non-metals form ionic bonds. It means a metal and non-metal, when they join, they form ionic bonds only. But hereafter you will learn, all the metals and non-metals do not form ionic bonds. Okay, that's the first. Again, you have learned a boruak. You have learned a lie according to that time knowledge. But hereafter, don't think all the metals and non-metals will form only ionic bonds. That's a false statement. So I will show you when we are teaching this how we can identify those. Okay. Second, number 2. Ionic bond කියනකොටම second one should come to your head න පුතා. Because you have done science and whatever the results you would have got, but you know this word. What's the other word definitely? Covalent. Right? This is covalent bond. Covalent bond දෙකටම කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Now covalent bond කියනකොටම, like when we say covalent bond, what comes to your head? How we explain covalent bond? Sharing electrons. Again, sharing and making bond. Ionic bond mean giving and taking. One person will give, one person will take. Right. They say like that. Covalent means sharing. Covalent, T is missing. Covalent bond. This is a sharing bond. But this sharing happens in different ways. Those days we learned who form ionic bonds. What form covalent bonds? Who form covalent bonds? Can't remember. Non-metals and non-metals will form covalent bonds. Again, I have told you, like when I doing a fast recap for O-level chemistry, and before starting A-level, I did a fast recap on O-level chemistry. Then when I explaining these things, I explained metals, imagine metals like boys. Okay? Imagine non-metals like girls. Non-metals are like girls. Metals are like boys. Non-metals are like girls, right? Kakul tunak, sorry. Right? Non-metals are like girls, right? Right. So mostly, metals, what they do? Yeah, metals mean boys. Have you seen boys? Have you seen boys' attitude? Okay. Again, metals are like boys, non-metals are like girls. Normally, metals and non-metals, they join. I said mostly, most of the metals and non-metals are ionic bond. That is the truth. But all the metals and non-metals are not ionic bond. Next week, there will be questions from this. Tell true, false. Okay. So carefully observe these things. All the metals and non-metal bonds are not ionic bonds. Most of the metals and non-metals are ionic bonds. And I have told metals are like boys. No? What is the quality of boys? Giving or getting? Mostly boys. They like to give or get. They like to give. Again, whatever place, wherever you go, boys like to give. Right? Again, boys like to give me. For an example, we'll say a girl and boy going somewhere. Who would spend? Mostly boy, mostly. Yeah. Right. Mostly boys only spend. Right? Girls like to get. Okay, mostly they love gifts. They like to get gifts and they like to get many things, right? Okay, they love to get. Either with this only, again, metals they give the electron. Non-metals will get the electron and they form the ionic bond. But non-metals and covalent mean who? A bond between a girl and a girl. Right? A bond between a girl and a girl. Either mostly bonds between girl and a girl mean. How will it run? How will it run means like, have you seen how they go for a shop? When they want to go for shopping, I'll say they want to buy some paratha. Okay? Then to eat breakfast after during a class. They will ask, do you have money? And whatever, mostly girls will say, yeah, I have money. They will see the cost of the paratha. Again, the cost for parathas, we'll say 400 rupees. Then they will ask, give me 200, you give me 200. They will share and they will do that. And always they share things and they do. They never, they never spend alone. Mostly they share and spend. Even when they are going in a tuk-tuk, we'll say they are going for a class. When going, you pay. When coming, I'll pay. Agreement, they will do things. But boys are not like that. Machang, I have money, I'll give you. Okay, next time we'll see. No, I'll give. Have you seen that? Right? We'll say there are 5 friends. Sometimes only one person might have money. Okay, no problem, come, let's go and eat kela. Pass the name with 100 rupees. Right? That's the difference, right? Okay? But if a girl have 100 rupees, you have money? No. You have money? No. Then it's fine, we'll stay. Right? Hare. Then they don't easily spend a loan for everyone. Again, I don't know why is it that it's there commonly there, but there are some different types are there, right? Commonly, we are talking common things. Sometimes you might be different, but I didn't insult I'm not insulting. I'm just telling the normal pattern, whatever exists on earth, right? So now two bonds are done. Still, I didn't speak about this. Just I'm giving some rough introduction of these things. Third primary interaction is Puta. Eka we are calling third primary interaction metallic bond. What is that? Metallic bond. This is the third primary interaction, metallic bond, right? So this is, when we say itself, you can understand this bond is for whom? For whom? For the again, metals only for the metals. This is not related for non-metals. Or there are certain things only for metals, like only for boys, only for metals, right? So did you understand this part? So if someone asks what are the three primary interactions, can you name them? Right. It's order to take your writing book. I have given a note here. You go and refer that part. Then we'll write a note. Again, when we write that, those are very clear. Okay. Right. Note I have included everything. But we'll write a short note. Meaning, this is like a short note. I have given extra things in the tute. This is like a short note. So you can refer, again, if you want to quickly revise these things, you can refer your writing book. Right. First write like this. First write. There are, first write chemical bond scale, write the heading. Chemical bonds, unit 2 chemical bonds. Right, unit 2 chemical bonds. Okay. For online student. Okay. Okay, for online students, okay, so this is the tute. Okay, online students, you all can see are about the primary interactions. Okay, you can see this line. Primary interactions are strong chemical bonds formed due to the sharing or transfer of valence electrons between atoms. You know what is valence electrons, right? Valence electrons can a last shell electron. These interactions are responsible for forming molecules and giant lattices and determine the chemical properties of substances, right? So using these bonds only we decide chemical properties. We'll see. Using these bonds only they will decide like several factors. For an example, okay, for an example, or if I say like this, now you have many friends. No? Can you go outing with all your friends easily? Can't. Will their parents allow easily? No. It depends on the attraction with the mother. Mother's attraction or mother's resistance towards you. Towards you mean towards your outing. So likewise, there are many chemical properties here. Again, normally for an example, boiling point. What do you mean by boiling point? What do you mean by boiling? A liquid converting into a gas is known as boiling. This boiling, what do you mean by this is what do you mean by boiling here? Liquid phase converting into gaseous phase. So liquid phase, these molecules are arranged closer. Gaseous phase, they arrange in far distance. Again, they have to break the bonds in the liquid phase. Okay, so likewise, many properties. Okay, for an example, boiling point is a property, it decides with these bonds. Okay, some people's boiling point is high, some people's boiling point is less, some people when they heat it to 50 Celsius, they boil. Again, they go to gaseous state, some people, you have to boil it for 100 Celsius. You know the person who want to boil for 100 Celsius. Water, normally you know water. Like there are certain things you have to boil for 800 Celsius. Like there are a big varieties according to this bonding. Eka will discuss in detail how these things changes. Then you understand what is that statement. Alright? Now you can write a note on this, writing note. Writing book එකේ මෙහෙම note එකක් දාගමු. Chemical bonds occur. Chemical bonds occur to attain stability. Chemical bonds occur to attain stability. Why they bond? To gain stability. Right. The major interactions are known as primary interactions. The major interactions are known as primary interactions. Again, these are powerful, right? This is powerful. Already I have given that. Okay, here. Okay, I have mentioned they are strong chemical bonds. Right. And next point, there are 3 types of primary interaction. Write these 3 points. Okay. Okay. There are 3 types of primary interaction. Then write this. Ionic bond, covalent bond, and metallic bond. Okay. Okay, done? Right. Now we'll speak one by one. First of all, I'm going to speak about ionic bond. Right. Okay. The best example for ionic bond, everyone give this example. Normally, even in O level, they give this example. What is the first example they give when they say ionic bond? Sodium chloride. Since our childhood, that is the traditional way to show the ionic bond. So we'll follow our traditional way. Right? Okay. So sodium chloride. How sodium chloride ionic bond forms, Putta? How sodium chloride ionic bonds form? Yes. Sodium chloride forms. Okay. Sodium plus molecule and a Cl minus molecule, they both join together to form a lattice called sodium chloride. So this is the way how they form. Again, sodium will lose one electron and chlorine will accept that electron. Then they join together as sodium chloride. It's something like sodium will ask chlorine, will you marry me? Then chlorine will say, okay, I will marry you. Sodium will give the electron to chlorine. Chlorine will get that electron and they become strong. Again, strong bond. Again, this is a bond like current bond. Current bond kya? Current mean electric bond. Why electric bond? Because there are plus and minus charges. So we can describe an ionic bond as electrocovalent bond. You can electrocovalent bond we can tell this. So I have given that word here for ionic bond, electrocovalent bond. That's why I have given that electrocovalent. Right? I can explain ionic bond like this as well. I can tell ionic bond, it is an interaction with electrostatic charges. That is also correct. Electrostatic charges. Again, electrostatic mean these are electrical charges in one place. So electrostatic charges. So I can explain in two ways. So very powerful bond. So this is a bond which happen by receiving and accepting electron. Here there are no sharing. Not sharing. One person will give, one person will receive. Okay? Right. Donate and accept. Okay. Mecharak you know. These things you know. Then what are the things you are going to learn for A levels about this? Okay. Now I'll come for that. Before that, Poddak will read about this ionic bond part එක will read and I will explain. මේක මාරම interesting part එකක් තියෙනවා මේකට පස්සේ පට්ටම interesting scene එකක් how to see their strength එක. It's මාරම interesting. Mostly people will confuse but I will tell an easy way to remember this. හරි. ලස්සන කතා දෙකක් තියෙනවා මේකේ. Right. First you can see ionic bond. It means you can say formed by complete transfer of electrons from a metal atom to a non-metal atom resulting in oppositely charged ions held together by electrostatic attraction. So example I have given the usual one, sodium chloride. Here I have showed, okay, I have shown here how sodium donating the electron and how chlorine accepting the electron. Okay, you know what is this? Sodium's first ionization and here chlorine's electron gain. ඔය words ටික මතකයි නේද? Unit 1 එකේ. Good. Okay, right. Then ඊට පස්සේ they have given certain things. ඒ ටික දැනට ඕනේ නැහැ, right? හරි. ඒ ටික ඔහොම තියාගමු. Okay. Now ඊට පස්සේ they have gone to covalent bond, but to explain the three types of bond, they have given a small description. Abhi, go to the next page. Ek next page එකේ දීලා දෙනවා a complete thing about ionic bond. Make a don't go to read this. Don't go to read this. Don't go to read even a word. I will explain. Right? I will explain. I will explain it completely. Right. Good. Now, observe this part. Now, I'm going to speak about how to see ionic bond strength. Right? How to see ionic bond strength. How to see that? How to see ionic bond strength? Carefully observe. When I want to speak about ionic bond strength, Puta, I have to describe two words. One is known as polarizing power. Another word is polarizability. Both look same, but both are two things. What do tell those two words? Polarizing power, polarizability. These two are two things. What are the two words? Polarizing. One is polarizing power. Other one is polarizability. Polarizability. Right. One is polarizing power. Other one is polarizability. What do you mean by polarizing power? Polarizing power, we speak for cations. Polarizing power, we speak for whom? Cations. Polarizability, we speak for anions. Again, normally cations are positive ions. No? You can remember they are powerful ions. Okay. Positive ions are powerful. You can remember that is power, polarizing power. Nothing, you will confuse which one for positive, which one for negative. Polarizing power for cations. Cations means, what is cations? Cations are positive ions. Cations are positive ions. What is anions? Anions are negative ions. Right. Anions are negative ions. Right. I'm 1000% sure before you leave the class, you will remember everything. Right? You know, everything. Huh? If you can't remember, ඊට පස්සේ we'll see. හරි. If you observe properly, definitely you will remember everything without any effort. හරි. Carefully observe. Now, Puta, polarizing power. I will explain polarizing power. Now, when we go to a class, when we go to a community. Now, I am telling some common things, and don't misunderstand these things, right? Normally, I will tell some common things, what happens in the society, to explain these things. Because you understand those things more than this. Therefore, you can remember those things easily. So, if I explain normally, when you go to a class, you have seen, okay, boys try to speak with girls. They try to talk. I didn't tell you try to talk. Normally, what you see, normally, boys, they try to speak with girls. එහෙම නේද? Girls, normally, they don't try to speak. Although they like someone, they never speak. But boys are not like that. Boys, they try to speak. They will, what they do, they will either after a class, at least they try to give a chat, either through a friend. Like they try to do something and they try to speak to a girl. Right. So this is polarizability, something similar to that. Sorry, polarizing power. Polarizing power means how much they can, what is the power they can talk to a girl. Everyone can't talk to a girl. Remember, like this, I will tell two things. First of all, before telling that, I will explain polarizing power. May properly be in this lesson. Na? When you go down the group, what will happen, Buddha? To the radius? When you go down the group, what happened to the radius? Radius become large. Can the size of the atom become large? When you go down, right? Even I don't have enough space to do that. Right? Right. Again, they become large. That's the size, When they are going down, they become the size. Okay? Atoms start to go large. Last week I told, although we draw atoms in bola shape, actually they are not bola shape. Right? It's like from those days it came as a tradition, so we are drawing like that. So don't have a misunderstanding. Atoms are bola shape. Then Puta, when you're going down the group, what happened to the atomic radius? Radius also increases. When you go down the group, radius also increases. Just imagine these people belong to group 1. Group 1 people, normally what they make? How many positive ions they release? Normally they release only one positive ion. So all are unipositive charged. Again, a sodium, normally group 1 mean you can tell who are the people in group 1. Can you remember? Most probably you can't. Again, a lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, something like these people are there. Cesium. Okay, if you write, these are the group 1 people. So these people will make positive ions. These people will make positive ions. Right? Normally when there are electrons, now there is an electron cloud around them. Normally there is an electron cloud around them. Again, this is the nucleus. Around the nucleus there is an electron cloud. Right? Electron cloud. So these electron cloud, when they are In spherical shape, this electron cloud, when the electron cloud mean what? It's a cloud with electron. Again, now this is filled with electron. This area is filled with electron. Right? That is only electron cloud. When they are in a spherical shape, when they have a round shape or spherical shape, they are strong. They are strong. Right? They are strong. But what happens when an anion comes towards them? Then හොඳට ඉන්න කොල්ලෙක් ගාවට. When a boy, again when there is a boy, he will study normally. But when girls come to their life, what will happen? Their stability will break. Again, when the anion or the negative ion, when they come close to this, what happens, Buddha? Okay, their spherical shape, they try to become oval shape. Again, like this. Now, this is spherical shape. This is spherical shape. Now, anion is coming towards this. Then what happens? This positive ion, this is a positive ion. This is a negative ion. These things you haven't done before. This is only for A level, right? So, this is a positive ion. This is a negative ion. What will happen? This positive ion's electron cloud, product, it will get attracted towards this. Why positive charge? Product, it get attracted towards this. Again, this spherical shape, it get distorted. ඒ වගේම this negative charge, when the negative charge come, this one shape also product, it try to be this. What shape? Product oval shape එකට this will change. When a positive ion and negative ion comes, because of the positive charge, they try to get attracted to the negative charge. Negative charge, they try to get attracted to the positive charge. Now the electron cloud is like, what's happened here? Some deformity is happening. Some deformity. Again, they were spherical. Because of these charges getting attracted, their shape changing. Okay? Some deformity happening. For this deformity, we are calling electron cloud distortion. Again, electron cloud, what torsion? Distortion. Okay, we are calling electron cloud distorted here. Okay, if they get more distorted, their strength reduces. When they get more distorted, their strength reduces. What does it mean? When a girl comes, they get attracted toward the girl. Charter neba. Ionic bond mean they have a respect. The respect right? They have a respect. So mega electron mega positive charge, when they see the positive charge, this bug is running for positive charge. Charter, right? Ionic bond, the ionic bond's respect will destroy. Therefore, when this happens, when electron cloud distortion happens, what happens to their strength? Their strength reduces. What they should do, who are more strengthful people? Everyone's electron cloud get distorted. No one can tell. When a minus charge comes, positive charges are no one can tell. When a minus comes, positive ones here and there. However, it try to get attracted thamai. But there is a limit. You know about your friends, no? There are certain friends. They love a girl, but they maintain. Always they don't chat, always they want in calls. They maintain properly. Some are there, always, even while in the washroom also they are in phone call. Okay? Even they don't sleep. There are people like that. They don't sleep. Like, they are in phone call. Night also phone call. Day also phone call. Okay? Can you maru mongol? Okay? They have distorted completely because of anion. Okay? You are like cation. You are like anion. Okay? So you have to be like what bonds? Ionic bonds in a strengthful bond. Okay, got the point? Right. So what happens when the electron cloud get distorted? Their stability reduces. Now there might be some factors to see this. Then you have to compare this, who get more distorted, who get less distorted. So there are two factors depend on this polarizing power. What do you mean by polarizing power? Polarizing power means actually the ability to distort this anion. The ability to distort this anion. To attract the anion towards them. There are certain boys, whenever girls see them, they get attracted towards them. Kind of smart, superior, right? There are people like that. Okay, what they say, what is polarizing power? The ability to distort the electron cloud of whom? Anion. That is only polarizing power. Okay, polarizing power. Got the point, right? Sorry. Now you understood what is polarizing power. This is the reality. Yeah? Whatever I have told is the real thing. Again, this is the chemistry. Now I will teach this part to remember this thing. Okay, there are two factors, Puta. There are two factors depend on this polarizing power. How many factors? Two factors. Factor number one, the size. Size depends. Size kiyanakota, you can say size or the radius. Radius also tells about the size. Either size, atomic size or the atomic radius. They can tell like that. Second, they can tell, first number is size, second one, their charge. Okay, their charge. Remember, when the size become small, when the size is small, what do you think their polarizing power? When the size is small, their polarizing power is high. When the size is large, the polarizing power, that is low. When you come to the charge, when the charge is small, the polarizing power is small. When the charge is large, the polarizing power, that is high. Everything went to your head. But you know, you can understand. So when they are small, they can distort it easily. When they are big, so if I ask you a question, who can distort the anion easily? Lithium or sodium? You can answer for this question, no, definitely. Now using this theory, who can distort the anion easily, lithium or sodium? Answer is lithium. Why? Lithium is smaller, sodium is larger. If the small people think charge doesn't matter, no, both are positive, 1 plus. Therefore, lithium is smaller, so their polarizing power is high, so they can attract more. If you try to remember, definitely you will forget this tomorrow. You will get confused. Which one? Charge, the small, the big, the small, the... You get a confusion. But when you are leaving today, you will never get confusion, right? So I'm guaranteed for that. Okay. First of all, we'll try to understand. Now, before understanding the concept, I'll tell an easy thing to remember this. After that, we'll learn the concept. Why it's happening like this, I will teach you. After teaching that, if I explain that, no use. Mostly who speak to girls? Mostly who speak to girls? Short boys or tall boys? Normally you see generally, you just see the society and normally who speak more to girls? Short boys or tall boys? Short boys, kota kollo tamai mostly they speak. I can again short and sweet kill. Kota kollo tamai mostly short boys only. They speak with girls. Mostly rich boys speak with girls or poor boys speak with girls. Mostly. Huh? Poor boys lata වැඩ වැඩි බං. They don't have time to speak with girls. They are finding okay food to eat. Okay. They don't their time spent on poor කියන්නේ පට්ටම poor right? Poor. Poor what like poor පට්ට poor right? Okay. So they don't find time to speak with girls. Unta girls la katha karanna itan unge hitannaවත් they don't have time because they are suffering even without food. Right? So definitely you have seen them rich boys like they go here and there, they speak, they talk to girls. I think that's the normal thing happening in the world. Remember, rich short boy speak more with girls. And also they have the ability to attract the girls. Kota rich kollo. Who attract girls more? Kota rich kollo. Short rich boys attract girls more. They distort the girls more, right? They destroy the girls more. They distort the girls more, right? Understood? No? Right. Small quarter charge is high. Charge high. Quarter charge high kattiya polarizing power is high. Now it is in your memory. Quarter charge high mean rich. Rich kattiya කියන්නේ charge is high people. Right? Quarter rich people will attract more. Will attract more mean their polarizing power is high. Is it a good quality or bad quality? Yeah. Good quality. Right? Mona good quality දේවා. දකින කෙල්ලෙක් එක්ක කතා කරන එක good quality ද? Right? It's a several quality, right? Right. When they speak more, what happens? I said no bang. When they do like this, what happens to their ionic character? Ionic character goes low. If family eකට හරියන්නේ නැහැ. යා වැරදිලා ඉපදිච්ච එකෙක්, right? ඒක not okay. That one is not okay. So their ionic character becomes low. Again, if I ask, whose ionic character is more? Lithiums or sodiums? Sodium's ionic character is more than lithium because lithium katha karana වැඩි. He's speaking more with girls. Think වැඩි හරියන්නේ නැහැ. Speaking more කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? The polarizing power is more. Therefore the ionic character decreases. Because metals mean they should have an ionic character. ඉතින් කොල්ලෙක් කිව්වොත් කොල්ලෙක් වද්දා කියන්නේ. When we say boys should have boys qualities. Right? I thought when this happens like this, our boys quality එක නැති වෙනවා. The several qualities coming, right? එතකොට ඒක හරියන්නේ නැහැ. Right. So do you understand this part? Good. Then the next thing. ඒ වගේම now I spoke about this polarizing power. That part is okay. Still I am speaking about polarizing power. It was polarizability එක ගැන will speak. Then කොල්ල ගැන විතරයි කතා කරේ. කෙල්ල ගැන still we didn't speak. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ කියන එක I didn't speak it. ඒක we will speak under polarizability. Remember පුතා, whenever you are going for chemistry class, chemistry නෙවෙයි ඕනම class එකක් whenever you go. Why do you go for classes? නෑ study නෙවෙයි. ආතලුත් නෙවෙයි. What is the purpose of a class? නෑ study කියන එක ඉතින් class යන්න ඕනේද? To study should you go for classes? For study you have resource book. You have resource book. Can't you read? Can read. You have past paper books. Can't you do? You can do. You have past paper marking schemes. Can't you do? You can do. Don't you have some recordings? again, recordings mean some free recordings, right? Don't you have free recordings? Again, there is a channel, no, they conduct free sessions, right? DB education, they do chemistry and all. A level නැද්ද? එච්චර නෑ. චුට්ටක් කර දෙනවා. Right, okay. And also you go for a school. You go for a school as well. Doing all things, after doing all these things, why you are going for a tuition as well? Actually, bang, උඹලට මේ resource book එකක් හොඳටම ඇතිනේ. You can read and understand, then you can do this. Even there is a book called review books, MCQ review books, and also essay review books, structured essay review books. I think you can buy those things and you can study alone. What's the problem? Why you go for classes? Because, no, not I understand. Again, you also don't know why you go for a class. You go for a class to reduce your effort for studying. That's the purpose. Again, now we'll say whatever you are learning now. Now you learn this polarizing power, those things quickly. When you learn the resource, when you read the resource book, at least it will take nearly 6 to 7 hours to understand this part. Okay. Then again, what you do, what is the purpose of a class? To reduce your effort to understand things. Not only that, to reduce the effort to remember things. Why I am telling these quarter rich boys and all to take gongatal. Nah. To remember these things, right? Sometimes these things might confuse. When size increases, polarizing power is increased, or when size reduces. Then doubt you can get. But taggala you will remember, quarter rich boy can attract more. Quarter mean small size. Rich mean high charge. They will attract more. And you won't forget. When you are studying always, we have to use some easy techniques to remember things. Because we can't put everything as it is to our head. But we have to use some short techniques. That is very important. Right. Alright. Now this part is okay. Minna me cality will write first. Right. Minna me scene will write. Alright. We'll write the nathang. Okay. Alright. Make about a balance. Edakoda note එක පොඩ්ඩක් check. We'll fill the notes again if there is anything is missing in the note. අපි ඒක fill කරගමු, right? Online students, I will send the note. මේ note එක දාන්නම් PDF එක. මේ right. හරි. Now see this. Now we'll read about this ionic bond. Tagala come to the second page. Okay. You can see this. An ionic bond is formed when one atom donates electron to another, resulting in the formation of positive cation and negative anions. The electrostatic force of attraction between the opposite charge ions is what holds them together. The polarizing power and polarizability are key concepts in ionic bonding that help explain how ions affect the strength and characteristics of an ionic bond. These things are okay? Right. Then they have explained what is polarizing power. Definition. They have explained polarizing power refers to the ability of a cation to distort the electron cloud of an anion. That is 100% clear. So whatever I explained here. Okay. Okay. Next one they have given factors affecting polarizing power. As I said, charge of the cation. Higher charge results in a strong positive attraction, increasing the cation's polarizing power. Okay. Still, but I haven't given the reason there. I will explain the process why it happens like that. Next one they have said size of the cation. Smaller cations can approach the anion more closely, leading to stronger distortion of the electron cloud. Okay. Right. They have given an example, aluminium 3 plus ion, and they have compared with sodium plus ion. So when you take aluminium 3 plus and sodium plus. Without looking at the example, you just tell who might have the highest polarizing power, aluminium 3 plus or sodium plus. Who might have the highest polarizing power? Who is small? Out of sodium, magnesium, aluminium, who is small? Aluminium is small. Aluminium is small, no? But when you are going left to right, what happened to the radius? Radius reduces. When you are going from left to right, what happened? Right, when you are going left to right in a period, when you go across a period, what happens to the size? Size reduces. එතකොට this one sodium, this one magnesium, this one aluminium. Sodium is plus 1 charge, magnesium is plus 2, aluminium is 3 plus. එතකොට definitely who should have the highest polarizing power? Definitely aluminium should have the highest polarizing power because they are short, even very rich. Short and rich people have highest polarizing power. So can understand, so make it easy to remember. Out of these, who have a highest ionic strength? Sodium, magnesium, aluminium. Sodium's ionic strength is more. Got the point? Good. Right. Then we'll go to the next point. So they have given this example. Then you can write polarizing power ekata. You can write. You can okay. Let it be there. Example also there. Next one we have to speak about polarizability. But polarizing power ekata, we'll write a small note here. If you have space, you can put, right? Okay. We'll explain polarizing power. Then write a point like this. Okay. Mehema you write. Okay. Mehema right. You wrote already, no? There polarizing power එක ලිව්වා නේද? You're in a writing book. Just continue in the writing book. Finally, it will be like a short note. Right? Even this is like a short note. No? Right. Polarizing power, you can write polarizing power. You wrote there are two factors which affect. We didn't write anything about the ionic bond. Right. Write the heading ionic bond. Ionic bond. Under ionic bond, right? The stability of the ionic bond. The stability of the ionic bond. The stability of the ionic bond. The stability of the ionic bond depends on two factors. Depends on two factors. Put number 1 and 2 and write those. I will give you to create this note, right? Again, you will remember all these things when you are leaving the class. That's the most important thing because we are trying to reduce your effort. Okay. Right. Number 1, number 2. Number 1 you can write. What is number 1? Polarizing power. Number 2, polarizability. There are two factors affecting the strength of the ionic bond. Number 1 is polarizing power. Number 2 is polarizability. So in front of polarizing power, you can write it is for cations. It is for cations. It is for cations. And for polarizability, you can write it is for anions. It is for anions. Right. Then write the next point. Number 1, right? Polarizability. Polarizability. Sorry, polarizing power. Sorry. Write the heading, a subheading. Polarizing power. Under polarizing power, right? No, it's fine. I will tell how many lines they should leave. 5 lines. Leave 5 lines and write now. Leave 5 lines and write polarizability. Sorry, polarizing power. Polarizability, right? Polarizing power. Under polarizing power, write a hyphen, again dash. The ability to distort the electron cloud of the anion. The ability to distort the electron cloud of the anion. Distort. Right? The ability to distort the electron cloud of the anion. Right. Good. Then write 2 factors. Okay. 2 factors of polarizing power. 2 factors of polarizing power. Under that, you just write like a short note. You just like a short note here. Size, what happened when small and large, what happened to PP. You can use 2 colors and you can show these things. You can say short, rich boy. This is short, rich boy. Yeah. Okay. මෙයක් කිය විදිනවා. Okay? හරි. ඒකත් දාගන්න. එතකොට you will understand ආමු තමයි ability to attract. Okay? විහාර ලොකු හිනාවක් තියෙනවා, right? හරි. Okay. ඒ කියන්නේ short rich boy attracts more. මේක නිකන් mnemonic එකක් to remember this. Right. Okay. Good. Then you should know who attracts more. Short rich boy. Okay. Good. Now polarizing power, we wrote a small note on polarizing power, but already that note is there, but we just prepared a short note. How many lines then we wrote? I asked you to keep 5 lines, then we wrote again. Yeah, total lines. Okay. 15 lines. Okay. Now we'll compare a few things. Okay, we'll come for some practical example. We'll think the same anion. We'll think some same anion. Same anion mean. Now we'll compare the stability of carbonates. You know what is carbonates? But definitely I know you can't remember carbonates formula. If you can remember carbonates formula, we'll see how many people can remember carbonates formula. If you can remember, raise your hand. Nathang online students taggala put it in the chat box. Carbonate. After O level, you didn't meet carbonate. If you can remember carbonate, taggala raise your hand. Carbonates formula. Carbonate. Again, carbon 8. Carbonate. Can you remember? CO3. How many minus? CO3 2 minus. Very good. You all very intelligent people, right? So carbonate is CO3 2 minus. Well done. So I'm going to compare the thermostability of carbonates. Thermostability. Thermostability means thermostability. What does it mean? Again, you try to understand with the word. You live with the word. Thermostability. What does it mean? Again, how much they can bear heat. How much they can bear heat. That is known as thermostability. So if the heat increases, what happens? They break, they decompose. Can you remember when you were in O-level, you learned 4 types of reactions? Single displacement, double displacement, combination, decomposition. Okay, with the O-level research you forgot that. Okay, right? Anyhow, there is a decomposition word you can understand. They separate, they get separated. So now I'm going to compare the stability of the carbonates using this polarizing power. Okay, right. Now we'll think. We have lithium carbonate. Normally, carbonate's valency is 2, no Buddha? Lithium's valency is 1. So you exchange these things and you write the formula. So lithium carbonate. Lithium will go with the second group carbonates. Magnesium carbonate. Right? These both are 2, so both get cancelled. Calcium carbonate. Strontium carbonate. Barium carbonate. Now I have given 4 carbonates here. Right. But here all the anions are same, no Buddha? Carbonates are the anions, no? The negative ion is the carbonate, no? These are the positive ions, no? Magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium are the positive ions. Okay. Now I am going to compare them. Okay. Now tell me, out of magnesium to barium, whose polarizing power is more? Taggal answer? Magnesium, smallest one. Rich, everyone same 2 plus. So magnesium's polarizing power is more. Then magnesium's polarizing power is more mean, what happened to their stability? When polarizing power increases, what happened to the stability? Stability? Increase or decrease? Huh? The short rich boy, whenever he go, he just spends, he just go with girls. It's like their stability more increased, no, for their family. Right? Then what happened to their stability? Their stability decrease. Putha can understand. Come to this world. Right? We can okay, repair those things later. Now see this part. When the size increase, when the size increase, you can tell like this. When you're explaining, you have to tell like this. When you're going down the group, the size of the cation increases. Therefore, their polarizing power increase or reduce? Hey, don't tell both the things. Increase, reduce, tell properly. Polarizing power decreases or reduces. Size increases, polarizing power reduces down the group. Therefore, their stability, polarizing power reduces means stability increases. Stability increases. Right. Their polarizing power decreases. Therefore, the electron cloud the anions electron cloud distortion reduces. I'm talking everything when you're going down the group. When you're going down the group. Okay. When you're going down the group, first of all, you can tell the size increases. Therefore, their polarizing power reduces. It was, you can say, therefore, Polarizing power reduces means electron distortion reduces. Therefore, their stability increases. Electron distortion increases means they are unstable. Unstableness at Taggala easily they can get removed. So normally when you heat this, Taggala magnesium carbonate, Taggala it will give magnesium oxide and carbon dioxide. Taggala this it will release that. But you have to heat these things more than that. Therefore thermostability increases. Finally you can tell. Again the stability increases means thermostability also increases. Likewise only you have to answer in a structured essay question. Did you understand? They will ask this. In the first term, definitely they will ask. Okay? You should be able to answer these things clearly. Okay, now you have this knowledge. I guess I have given this. When I see we'll go to this. The heat stability of carbonates, nitrates, sulfates, it should be sulfates, right? Sulfates. Come to, I'm talking about page number 3. Page number 3. Right. Talking about page number 3. Under page number 3, you can see here the heat stability of carbonates, nitrates, sulfates, and phosphates. And I have given when a compound is heated, its thermal decomposition occurs depending on how stable the compound is. Stability is affected by the interaction between the cation and anion. Carbonates generally decompose on heating to form the oxides and carbon dioxide. That is not an important point for unit 2. Now I have explained the polarizing effect. The carbonate ion is relatively large and polarizable. Cation with high polarizing power, okay, within bracket they are again like smaller, highly charged one, can distort the carbonate ion significantly, weakening the CO bonds and making the carbonates more prone to thermal decomposition. Okay, trend. Carbonates of smaller, highly charged cations like magnesium, aluminum are less heat stable than those of larger, low charged cation like calcium and barium. Right. So under that, but we haven't given like this. Okay. So you have to write this here. In the will write as a separate note. The method note I have given, put note okay. Then write a note like this under that. Comparison of heat stability. Comparison of heat stability. Comparison of heat stability of magnesium carbonate, calcium carbonate, strontium carbonate, and barium carbonate. Right. Heat stability of these 4 compounds: magnesium carbonate, calcium carbonate, strontium carbonate, and barium carbonate. First write these 4 things. Okay. After writing these things, now you can write point by point. Point by point mean you can tell, okay, better to just to write point by point. When going down the group, first write when going down the group, 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 the cation, the cation, the cation's size increases. The cation's size increases. The cation's size increases. Next point. The polarizing power decreases. The polarizing power decreases. The distortion power, the distortion power, sorry, the distortion power, anyway, the distortion of anion reduces. The distortion of anion reduces. The distortion of anion reduces. Next point, stability increases. Stability increases. Stability increases. Therefore, its thermal stability increases. Therefore, its thermal stability increases. Okay. Now we'll see who will write a best answer for this. Who will write a best answer for this? Again, now you have the knowledge, but you should write to get the full marks. Okay, using this knowledge. Fine. Now next part is, if I write, compare, right? Compare the ionic character. Compare the ionic character of sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, aluminium chloride. Okay. Hurry. Then you can compare. Write an answer for this. We'll see. Now write. Compare the ionic character of sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, aluminium chloride. Compare, and finally you should say who is having the highest ionic character, who is having the lowest ionic character. Compare the ionic character of sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, and aluminium chloride. Now write an answer. Yes, you have to explain. Again, you try to explain. It was I will discuss. I will tell the answer. It was a check with all these points are there. I will tell the answer. Now just write. Liyala balan. Even online students, you all write. Okay. Taggala write. Even online students, you all write. Most of the people have written the answers completely. Right. We'll check how you should write the answer. Now, how you should write the answer for this Putta? How the answers should come. Again, first of all, what you should write. Now, this is in the same period. The same period. Anions are same. So, we have to speak only about the cations. So, you can say, when you're going from left to right, what happens here? When you're going left to right? Yes, when you're going left to right, the cation or anion? Yes. The cation's size reduces. Okay, cation size reduces. Okay. And then cation size, just don't write size reduces, cation size reduces or cation's radius reduces. Therefore, they are polarizing. And also you can say not only that, even you can add one more thing. Their charges also increases. A point you can add there. Their charges also increases. Because charge also increasing. Cation's charge. Then you can say, therefore polarizing power increases. When polarizing power increases, what happens? The distortion of the anion's electron cloud increases. Now we are talking from when you are going left to right kila, you can start. When you are going left to right kila dala, you can write all these things. Then after that, the next point is, Okay, the anions distortion. After that, you can say, therefore, their stability decreases. Or directly you can write, therefore, the ionic character decreases. Okay, when you're going left to right, the ionic character decreases. Then aluminium chloride having the least ionic character and sodium chloride having the highest ionic character. Nothing, you can just compare using this. Okay, not this other way. Sodium chloride ionic character is greater than magnesium chloride. Magnesium chloride is greater than aluminium chloride. Now, when you get a question like this in the paper, you can answer it completely, no, Buddha? Right, well done. Now, the next thing. Now you know how to compare down the group across a period. Only they will keep the anion constant and they will change the cation. Now we have to speak next one about polarizability. Now polarizing power done. Still we are in ionic character. Under ionic character we are in ionic character stability. Okay. Ionic character stability. This is the biggest part. Anitya chutti parts right. Now when we speak about ionic character, the next part is polarizability. What is the next part? Polarizability. Right? Polarizability. Under polarizability, what you have to do? What is polarizability? Polarizability means, now actually most of the time now cation will call the anion come කියලා. It anion should respond towards that. No? I can think කොටර rich කොල්ලෙක් හිටියත් will all the girls get padiri for that? එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ, right? එහෙම ඒක යන්නේ නැහැ. All the girls won't get distorted like that. Distorted means ටක් ගාලා get attracted කියන එකනේ. එහෙනම් shape එක මේ වෙනස් වෙලා they are going with them. අනේ ආශාය they forget about them and they go, right? හරි. එහෙම will everyone go like that? All the girls will go like that? එහෙම යනවා නම් එකක්වත් can't believe නබ. So කොට rich කොල්ලෙක් ආපු ගමන් මුන් යනවා. Right? ඒක සාඩරනේ ඉතින්. But all are not like that. Right? පොඩි attraction එකක් ආවත් එහෙම distortion එකක් like they won't happen. So there are two. Again, what is the polarizability means? Okay. It's like ability එකක් නේ. Polarizability means it is like an ability. හරි. ටක් ගාලා see what I have written under polarizability. ඒක ටක් ගාලා බලමු. ඊට පස්සේ අපි ඔක discuss කරමු. Right. Now under polarizability. Okay, now polarizing power is okay. Now the second factor, page number 2. Polarizability. The polarizability is the tendency of an anion to have its electron cloud distorted by a cation. Again, do you understand? Did you understand? And polarizability is the tendency of an anion to have its electron cloud distorted by a cation. Factors affecting polarizability. Egat size of the anion. Large anions have more loosely held electron, making them more easily distorted. Charge of the anion. Anions with higher negative charges generally have greater polarizability due to the increased number of electrons. Do you understand? Completely. Nani? දැන් අපි කතාවට එමු අපි. කොට කොල්ලත් එක්ක කාදු සෙට් වෙන්නේ කියලා, right? හරි. now පුතා මෙහෙම ඒක කියන්නේ මෙහෙම. polarizability mean because of anions power, because of cations polarizing power, the tendency to get distorted. You can now he's calling. Your chance to get distorted. Someone is trying to talk with you. Then what we call talk when the chance of talking. Now someone trying to talk with you. You tell no, I won't talk with him. I won't talk with him. But he's coming like a cat. Cat can yana than win, right? Cat to them. Mona cat there, parana gatlin, right? Yana than win, right? Then what happens then? Finally, you will speak. And it's a tendency. Some people, they will never speak. Right? But some people, they say, he's coming for me, right? He has gone for many ones before. Okay, he's coming for me. No one came like this. Even next house dog didn't come like that. But he's coming for me. Right? It's a tendency. Will speak with him. Any tendency, that is only polarizability. And polarizability is good dekakda, bad dekakda. Is it a good or bad? Bad dekak ne. Taggala you get you are getting caught for that. Today he's coming in Lamborghini. Ila dawasena the Ferrari ke. Kokada ganam wedi bang Ferrari the Lamborghini. Lamborghini the ganam wedi? Same price. Then Toyota again, right? Then it was a Rolls Royce, right? Aston Martin, right? Someone done have Aston Martin, right? Aston Martins, no one knows. Ferrari knows, Lamborghini knows, and it's Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce, Rolls Royce, right? Rolls Royce, they know Rolls Royce, and they again know. Rolls Royce, you know, Dakar, on choose Galudapino, Rumara soon, right? Him Hidala, on Udopino, Sa, Kiela, do again, right? Then there are things like that. Again, polarizability means the ability to get attracted, get distorted because of cations polarizing power. That's a bad quality. You think when this quality happens, what happens to the ionic nature? When they distorted, what happened to the ionic nature? Definitely it will decrease. Decrease it will decrease. Again, I told you, when they are spherical shape, that time or they have more strength. When they get attracted here and there, family right? They are not okay for the family. Right? Okay. Then, so now you have to think, what is my polarizing power? What is my polarizability? Right? Again, we are talking here only for cations and anions. But when we tell you, you have both things. It doesn't mean you are a cation and an anion. Right? It means like you have polarizing power, the ability to attract others, plus the ability to be attracted. Ability weakness. Okay. So to get attracted, the power of attracted, other thing is the power of attracting. Right. Understood the difference? Some people have both. Right. Right. Then this part is again polarizability. Then when we talk about polarizability, we are talking about cations. Polarizability means what? The tendency of the anion to distort their electron cloud. Their tendency means the chance. Here also there are two factors. What are the two factors? One is size. They came a size and charge. When I reading that, it was like something else, no? But same thing, size and charge. But what they say, now don't put your rubber eyes and don't go to read that. Okay, now see this. What is the size? What you can tell with the size? This one's size increases mean polarizing power is high. Size decreases mean polarizing power, that is low. When you come to the charge, when the charge increases, polarizing power is high. When the charge decreases, polarizing power, that is low. Nothing happened to charge. Charge is like same, but size, it went other side. When you compare to polarizing power. Now this is factors for what? Polarizability. Make a who get talk quickly. Who get talk quickly? 30 rich girls. Who get talk quickly? Again, who can get talked? Balagin in Nakaura Katagarai. Hi, okay, I'll come. Right? Ha, okay, I'll come. How are you? Okay, I'll come. Right? Okay? එහෙම සීන් එක තමයි ඉන්නේ කවුද එහෙම ඉන්නේ 30 rich girls, right? 30 rich girls. හරිද? මෙයා තමයි 30 rich girl. එයා කතා කියාගෙන ඉන්නේ අනේ no one there. අනේ no one to call me. එහෙම තමයි බලාගෙනම ඉන්නේ. Right? 30 rich girl. ඉතින් 30 වුණාම ගැඩිය කවුරුත් බලන්නේ නැහනේ. සල්ලිත් තියනවා, so want to spend. ඉතින් 30 rich girl looking for someone. Okay? ඇවිල්ලා talk කරන් යයි කියලා. හරි? So be careful with 30 rich girls. හරි. Then if you see again 30 rich girl කියන්නේ a big anion with more charge. හරිනේ? හරි එහෙනම් බලගන් කවුද කතා කරන්නේ? කොට rich boy. කවුද දුවන්නේ? 30 rich girl. කොට boy පව් ඉතින් right? හරි. Then understood the scene? Right. So these get attracted. Why these things happening here? I will explain. Right. Why කියලා තාම කිව්වේ නෑ. Okay. Now this part is okay. Product will come for polarizing power. In polarizing power, I told when the size becomes small, when the charge becomes large, their ability to distort the anion is high. Why is it? Because just imagine now there is a circle, this size circle. And we'll take another circle is there, this size. I have to put 20 plus charges around this. Okay? 20 plus charges around this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 තමයි දාන්න බලමු. 15 will put. Here also I am using 15 charges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Now I am drawing a square. This is a square. That is. I am taking this square here. And I'll make two squares like this. Now I have two squares like this. Now I'll take this square to this place. I'll take here. I'll take this square here. How many charges inside this square? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's charge, only 2. So when the size reduces and the charge increases, the charge in a unit volume increases. The charge in a unit volume increases. So when the charge in a unit volume increases mean, what happened to the attraction? The attraction is high. Why? Because their size is very small, so they can approach the electron very closely. They can approach the negative ion very closely. They can get very close to the negative ion than a large ion. So they can attract these things. They can distort the what? An ion easily. Okay. Did you understand that part? When they are small, they have more charges in a unit volume. Okay. And also they can get closer to the anion. Therefore, they can distort the anion easily. Okay. Okay. Then when anion size increases, what happens? Anion size increases mean, Buddha. Okay. This is related to what? Polarizing power. Right? Polarizing power. Second, polarizability. Polarizability. Polarizability mean what? The tendency to get distorted. Then when large anions, what happened to large anions? Now there are 2 anions. One is like this, one is like this. Now, when electrons are added, this become large. Then the radius to the last electron from the nucleus, the radius to the last electron from the nucleus, this is high, this is low. We'll take R1 and R2. So R1 is greater than R2. Normally, who holds the electron without getting distorted? Then someone is protecting you. No? Getting distorted, getting destroyed, meaning again. Why you are not getting destroyed? Because you are with your parents. If you are not with your parents, most probably, can you be in the right path? While having the parents, it's a path, right? Are? Egat natta. You can understand, right? You agree with that, right? If your parents are not there, definitely now you won't be doing A-levels. You will be doing something else now. Right? Actually, it's a power from parents. Right? Again, to maintain you, to keep you with some bonds, or they are holding you. If you get late, definitely you will get a call. Right? If you don't get a call, you think again you're out of the region, right? Then, what happens? Nucleus only holds the electron. Because of nuclear attraction, these electrons get holded. But when they go away from the nucleus, what happens? Electrons can't much hold them. So, when you are at your place, parents can hold you. Parents can see what you are doing. They can see your changes. Again, suddenly my child was good. Suddenly he started laughing. Nikang, he's laughing. So, Mama will understand what is the sickness. We'll say you are in a boarding house. You are in a boarding. Okay, they have put you to hostel to study A-levels. They do something like that, no? They put you to hostels and they give you full camp. They are also laughing alone. But will Mama observe that? No. When Mama observe when you're laughing alone with the phone, she'll just see that side and she'll go. She'll come and check. She'll ask you to open all your profiles. She'll check all the messages. ඒ තුඹලා ඉතින් වෙන ඩුප්ලිකේට් account තියාගෙන වැඩේ කරගෙන යනවා. ඒක වෙන කතාවක්, right? But Normally mom comes and check. But when you're in a boarding, no one there to check. Full night man වැඩ. Laughing, laughing, laughing. අරනිය laughing gas ගාවා වගේ. Right? Full වැඩ, right? Okay. So that is the difference here. When it is close to the nucleus, electrons can't get distorted easily. That's why small anions, their tendency is very low because they are closer to nucleus. But the large anions, they are away from the nucleus, therefore they can get easily distorted. That is right. මේ කතා ටික whatever happening in your life වගේමනේ තියෙන්නේ නේ. ඒ තමයි chemistry, right? Okay. Fine. So did you understand now what is the reason for these things? Right, first of all we'll explain. මෙහෙම scene එකක්. Right, polarizing power කියලා scene එක. Right. Now see this part. Okay. Now, see Puta, write in your writing book. Polarizing power. Still, I didn't come for. I didn't speak about polarizability there, no yet. Okay, right here. Polarizing power. Polarizing power. Polarizing power of small and high charge ions and high charge ions and high charge ions increases small and high charge ion increases because the charge in a unit volume increases. The charge in a unit volume increases. The charge in a unit volume increases. Therefore, it attracts the anion's electron cloud. It attracts the anion's electron cloud in a greater force. And also they can approach the anion more closely. They can approach the anion more closely. They can approach the anion more closely. හරි. මේ වැඩේ තේරුණාද? Right. Is it clear? Good. They can approach the anion more closely. Right. හරි. එතකොට මෙන්න මේ diagram එක draw කරගන්න. Just draw a diagram with a small, draw same number of charges. I have drawn 15 charges here. Within 15 charges and draw same size square. We no need to measure in rule and draw. You can rough, okay? Draw these things. Right. Now, next one, still we didn't write about polarizability. Write like this. You have a note here. In note you can use. But we'll write these things. We additional things. I think when you read this, you'll understand that. Okay? Okay. Now, this I will give you a file for chemical bonds. Okay, I will give you a file. You just put these tubes. The chemical bonds file right. Okay. Then under polarizability, right? The tendency of the anion, the tendency of anion to get distorted. The tendency of an anion to get distorted. Okay. Under that you can write size and charge. Two factors scale adala. Two factors. Then write size and charge. Very good. Ko aruttega. Right. Okay, very intelligent people. Very good. Under polarizability, you can draw this. Right? So you can see the worry of 30 rich girl, right? Maybe you can see that. How she is worried here. Now you can put some tears, right? Okay. Okay. Minute taggala daganta. Okay. Then this part is easy. Don't take much time to draw the taddy girl. Draw the taddy girl also, right? Very important. Right? Taddy girl's picture. Can't draw girls. Mama will scold me. Girl gila pain dan. Right? PB polarizing. Polarizability, no? And I see how intelligent you are. Right? Right. Very good. Hey, this is PB, name PB. Polarizability. I'm sorry. Polarizability. Very good. Very intelligently. PB name. A past papers right? A PB. PB. I'm sorry. Polarizability no here. PP name PB. Polarizability. PB. Polarizability. Are PA good at me? Lala, I'm B, right? Right. Polarizability. Right. Okay. Now these things are Harin. Good. Now you can understand what is polarizability and how size and charge changes. Hare. Then next, write the next point. Write the next point. What is the next point? The next point is right? Polarizability increases. Polarizability increases in large high charge anions. In large high charge anions. In large high charge anions. Because when the anions become large, the anions become large, the electron cloud is far away from the radius. The electron cloud is far away from the radius. Okay? Is far away from the radius. Electron cloud is far away from the radius. Now you can write, therefore, the attract. What did I tell? Far away from the radius. I'm sorry, far away from the nucleus. What did I tell you about a complete detail? No, complete. Completely tell the statement. Completely tell the statement. No, chutti gali right? Far away from the nucleus. Okay? Far away from the nucleus. Alright? When it's far away from the nucleus, what? Therefore, therefore, the attraction between the nucleus and the electron cloud reduces. What did I tell? The attraction between the nucleus and the electron cloud decreases. Right? Then you can write, therefore, the larger anions get distorted easily. Therefore, the larger anions get distorted easily because they are away from their mother. Right? Right. Larger anions get distorted easily. Right. And ඒකට ඕනනම් මේ පිච් එකක් දාගන්න R1 is greater than R2. When R1 is greater than R2, when they get distorted, මෙන්න මෙහෙම තමයි තියෙන්නේ. Before distortion is like this. After distortion, බලන්න බෑ කතයි, right? ලස්සනට හිටපු කට්ටිය. After distortion, when a positive ion comes from this side, මෙහෙම යන්නේ නිකන්. අර බිත්තර ගෙඩියක් වගේ. Right? අර ඒ පැත්තට නිකන් අර ඒ වැඩි. This ones are spherical ගතිය පොඩ්ඩක් වැඩි, but this also පොඩ්ඩක් get distorted, but not like that. Okay? Right. Now we'll say this is A, this is B කියලා. This is A, this is B. මේක චුට්ටි distortion එකක් හැව. මේක නිකන් මාර large distortion එකක්. Right? Okay? Positive ion is here. This is a positive ion. හැමතැනම මෙයාගේ positive. Right. මෙයාව දැක්ක ගමන් අර distort වෙනවා. See? මෙයාගේ distortion එක අරගේ distortion එකයි. Did you draw this? What? You didn't draw these distortions? Draw. You thought නිකන් ඇඳලා ඉන්නවා කියලා මට ආසාවට. Right. A, B mean these are two, A atom and B atom. That's why I meant A atom and B atom. හරි. කවුද? මෙයාද? එයා positive charge. අර තුනක් කුස්සගෙන ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. මෙතන එකයි අර ආගෙන ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා right. හරි. ටගලා. This is the main thing. Again, this is before distortion, before anion comes to life. When anion comes to life. Right? Before anion comes to life. When anion comes to life. Hare. How A and B distorted? Because this is study rich girl. This is a normal girl. Can see study rich girl's shape, everything changed. Hare. So don't forget this, huh? Good. What? Sambal? Right. Hare. Oh, okay. Now these things are clear? Good. Now taggala compare මෙන්න මේගොල්ලන්ව. You have to compare these things. Now I explain how these anions and cations changes. Alright? Normally 7:30 you'll get a small break. Right? Huh? පුතා මේ 7:30 ගහලා තියෙනවද පෝස්ටර් එකේ class finish කියලා? But නෑ. ඒ කියන්නේ 7:30 මෙහෙම යන්නේ right? Chemical bonds අපි bonding ටික chemical bonds will finish at 7:30. Then 7:30 to 7:45 there is a small break. ඉතින් මේ online students after 7:30 you can leave. එහෙම නැත්නම් if you like to stay, you stay. ඒක your wish. Online students. ඒ කියන්නේ online students who have participated for the අර මොන session එකටද? The chemical bond session. From 7:45 to can have 20 minutes, half an hour වගේ. 8 හරි අර චුට්ටි වෙලාවකට. Today we did a paper at the beginning from the unit 1. අන්න ඒ ටික we have to discuss. Right? ඒක discuss කරලා යන්න. Last week I told පුතා. Class starts at 3:30. 3:30 to 4:30 you have to write a paper. හරිද? online කට්ටියගේ paper එක I will put at 7:30 ගේ paper එක දාන්න. මේ ඕන කට්ටිය ඉන්නවනම් ඒක කරගන්න. මේ paper එක කරන්න, right? I will put it in the group. මේ chat එකේ දාන්න paper එක. 3:30 to 4:30 you can write the paper. You should write the paper. එතනින් 4:30 to 7:30 we are having the theory session. ඊට පස්සේ 7:45 to 8:15 we are having this discussion. ඕම තමයි ඔක යන්නේ. That's the pattern. Every day when you are writing the paper, මාරම knowledge එකක් you will get, right? Because you have to, whatever the things you have studied, you have to protect that. You will forget that. Right? Therefore, this part you have to remember. Daily you will miss the paper discussion. Right? හරි. හොඳයි. එනේ මිස් කරන්න නැතුව වැඩේ කරගන්න, right? හරි. CC. හරි. Now this part is okay. Now compare this. You have to write an answer for this. Hurry. Write the question. Compare. What to compare? Compare the ionic characters of. Compare the ionic characters of. Compare the ionic characters of sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium iodide. Okay. Sodium fluoride badam. Compare the ionic character of sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium iodide and sodium fluoride. Here, who is constant? Cation is constant. Anion is changing. Okay, using this, you can answer a complete question about the ionic character using the anion. Tagal try to answer. It was will discuss. Tagal, write your answer for this. Write the answer. Right. Okay. Tagala, write this answer. For online students, I will upload that paper in the chat, so you all can try that. Right. Okay. I will upload the file to the main chat. If you have completed unit 1, others, you can do this. I have uploaded the file, you can check that, online students. Arida. I have uploaded the file. If someone can't open that file, like, you can get a screenshot of that. There are just 20 MCQs to discuss. You just get a screenshot of this. Every day 3:30 we are write this paper. Others write the answers. Our online students. In case if you can't open this, you all can get a screenshot of this. This is the first page. I'll give 10 seconds to get a screenshot. This is the second page. And this is the last. It is in the main chat. You can see in the files, main chat files. Okay, now you check, like I have shared the content, so you can get the screenshots. Okay, so everyone could get the screenshots. Anyone need it again? Okay, so from 7:45 to 8:15, I have discussed these questions. Okay, page 1. Okay. Right. Hare. Right. On page 2. Right. But I have shared the file, no, like everyone can download directly from that, no. Hare. Okay. Now Right. Now we'll see what you have to write here. Compare sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium iodide, and sodium fluoride. And one more announcement, Puta, there is a small dysfunction in our office WhatsApp number. Again, our office WhatsApp number, currently it is not working. So if you want to mention anything, directly you mention in the group. Like if you want any clarification, or in case if you miss any classes, if you want recordings, directly mention it to the group currently, and we will give you a new WhatsApp number for the office. Till that, at the moment it is completely malfunction for last 2 days, right? නිසා අපිට මූත් කරගන්න බැරි වෙන්නේ. So but the groups are functioning. ඒක අවුලක් නැහැ මේ group එකේ. If you have any issues, like in case if you are missing or if you want links මොකක් වුණත්, directly you put that message to the group itself, right? And also everyone get added to the channel, because normally announcements, everything will come to the channel. May announcement won't come to the group, announcements will come to the channel. It is a be in the channel a group sticker, whatever related to particular classes a tika a, right? Private messages tika okate, public messages tika arakate ai, right? Now when you writing how to explain this, Puta, compares NaCl, NaBr, NaI and NaF. So how can compare this? When you want to compare this, Puta, when the sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium iodide, sodium fluoride, you can see cation is same, anion changes. So what happens, anion, this is, if you observe the periodic table, usually you get a periodic table to answer these questions. Normally you get a periodic table to answer. Then when you see the periodic table, you can see these are the 17 group element: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Then when you take this, when you're going down the group, what happened to the anion size? So you can say when you're going down the group, anion size increases. Charge, nothing happening to the charge, so no need to mention that. Then you can say, therefore their polarizability increases. Tadi girl වෙනවනේ, tadi girl වෙනකොට polarizability increases, right? Therefore polarizability increases. Then polarizability increases, you can say therefore the ionic character decreases. Polarizability increases mean their electron cloud get more distorted, therefore the ionic character decreases. What do you mean by ionic character decreases? Mean what happened to their covalent character? ඒ කියන්නේ these ionic bonded people, if they say ionic character decreases, their covalent character increases. When now we are telling no ionic character decreases කියලා, එතකොට their covalent character decreases. අර Dadavati character, that increases. Our good character decreases, then I didn't mean covalent is bad, right? Covalent bond is good bond, right? To understand the ionic people should be ionic, covalent people should be covalent. Ionic people, when they go Dadavati, what happens? The ionic character decreases and their covalent character increases. If someone say when ionic character decreases, the covalent character increases කියන එක word එක හරි. ඒක මේකට තෝරන you can add, right? The ionic character, therefore their electron cloud distorted easily, therefore the ionic character decreases and covalent character increases කියලා දාන්න පුළුවන් ඒකට. When they are going down the group. වැඩේ හරිනේ? Should I repeat? Wrote everything? Very good. Now you can write these things properly. ඉතින් මේක තමයි මේක understand කරන්න ඕන main thing එක. Other than that, I have given several properties about this. You can come to third page එකට. I have given phosphates and sulfates, how they change. ඉතින් ඔය කතාව same කතාවම තමයි, right? Come to the properties of ionic bond. Then you come to the properties of ionic bond, පුතා. මෙන්න මෙහෙම scene එකක් තියෙනවා. Properties of ionic bond. Properties of ionic bond එකේ Come to these properties of ionic bond. Within ionic bond will complete scene will be completed. Again, ionic bond is done. Right. Now you can see properties of ionic bond. Under properties of ionic bond, you can check ionic compounds tends to have high melting and boiling points because of the strong electrostatic forces. Again, they have high melting points and boiling points. High melting point mean, what do you mean by melting point? The temperature you have to heat to melt them. Melt karannat you have to heat. Boil karannat you have to heat. Right? Then next point, solubility in water. Okay. Solubility in water. Again, you can see this one. Solubility in water. Ionic compounds are generally soluble in polar solvents like water. Right? You will learn what is this polar, non-polar. You have learned in O-level, but you don't have any proper idea what is polar and non-polar. Am I correct? Nikang you have by heart. That is polar, this is non-polar. You don't have the proper knowledge. But in unit 2, ඒකත් ලස්සන කතා ටිකක් තියෙනවා polar non-polar වලට. ඒක ඒ වෙලාවේ බලමු. What is polar, what is non-polar. ඒ පොඩි dance එක කතාවක් තියෙන්නේ. ඒක බලමු මේ වෙලාවේ. Right? Then now that දැනට නිකන් understand polar නිකන් it's soluble. It's right දැනට. හරිද? Later we'll see why it's happening කියන එක diagrams වලින්ම I will show දැනට ඒකේ knowledge එක ඔයගලන්ට නැහැ. නිකන් if we try to explain everything now තියෙන ටිකක් නැති වෙයි. Right? එනිසා දැනට නිකන් අර certain things අර දන්න පොඩ්ඩක් තේරුන්නේ නැහැ නිකන් දන්නේ නැහැ වගේ නිකන් හිටියා. right? මේ වගේ scene එකක්. okay දැනට ඒක නිකන් බලාගමු. ඇයි කියලා. පස්සේ I will tell. I will tell නිකන් I will skip නෙමෙයි I will tell. Don't worry. ඒකේ හිම chapter එකක්ම තියෙනවා why these soluble, why these are not soluble කියන්න. right? Water molecules being polar can surround the positive and negative ions, reducing the electrostatic attraction between them and allowing the ions to dissociate into solution. Potassium nitrate dissolves in water කියලා. They have given K plus and NO3 minus ions are surrounded by water molecules. ඒ කතාව you won't understand if I explain also. ඒක දැනට knowledge එක මදි. ඒක explain කරන්න තව ටිකක් we have to learn. Right? දැනට නිකන් මේ points ටික කියවගෙන යමු. Then electrical conductivity in solid state. This one you will understand. Electrical conductivity part එක. Normally පුතා when you take ionic compounds, we say always salt එක තමයි ionic compound එකට best example කියලා we take. When you put salt as crystals, now මෙන්න මෙහෙම. Just imagine this is this thing. This is a box, some glass box, and there are two metal pieces attached to this glass box. Even those metal pieces touches the inner part of the glass box. Okay, and you have connected a bulb and you have connected a battery here. This is an experiment. You have put sodium chloride crystals. You have filled this with sodium chloride crystals. The question is, will the bulb light? Will it glow? You have filled with sodium chloride crystals. You know, it's a very good ionic compound. My question is, will the bulb glow? Answer is no. Why? Sodium chloride, when in solid state, ionic compound do not conduct electricity. Now I am heating this. Right, I'm heating this and I'm melting this. I'm not adding any water, just heating this, and this become the same sodium chloride but a molten solution. Okay, solution is a molten state. When it comes to a molten state, will it conduct electricity? Answer is yes, because there you have sodium and chloride movable ions, therefore it will conduct electricity. That is true. And I'm thinking this is expensive because I have to put so much of salt. So I'm going to do like this. I'm going to take little bit salt and I'm going to dissolve that in water and I'm going to just fill this with that water, salt water. Will it conduct electricity? Answer is yes. So you have to understand ionic compound, if something dissolved in water, what we call for that? Aqueous solution. You know what is a solution, right? Every liquid, is it a solution? Every liquid on earth, is it a solution? No. What is a solution? It's a mixture. Actually, it's a mixture. Right? If you mix with a solute and a solvent, if you mix, you get a solution. Okay? It might be any solvent, not only water, any solvent. Okay? Right, good. Then you understood in an aqueous state, right? Aqueous means it has dissolved in water. In aqueous state, the ionic compounds will conduct electricity. In molten state, it will conduct electricity, but in solid state, it won't conduct electricity because it doesn't have free ions to move, right? I have given here podi characters, right? Those are some MCQ points they will ask in exam, right? Then that's one clearly explained. Brittleness. So ionic compounds are brittle. You know what is brittle? Brittle again. You know how sodium chloride, you know the strength of sodium chloride? You can break, right? Right? When an external force is applied, the ions in the lattice may shift, causing like charged ions, right? Again, when you apply a force, this will break. Right? Okay. Then, so what happens? The ions in the lattice may shift, causing like charged ions, two cations or two anions to align. This repulsion causes the crystal lattice to shatter. Again, when you break this, we'll think this is the compound, this is the ionic, this one. Now you are giving a force for this. Tadargala, you are hitting this. You got angry with someone. Right? This salt crystal, you broke it and you got two pieces like this. Right? Just imagine it had positive charges over here. It had positive charges over here. It had negative charges over here. After breaking this, now you got two pieces like this. Then you get the positive charges over here and the negative charges remains here. Because of these positive charges, this might become again negative charge. Because of this negative charge, this become positive. Again, not this one, I'm sorry. Now, this will shatter. And these positive charges will remain here. Again, when positive charge is right, because it shatters. Positive charge then these minus charges are here. This because of this minus, when the right, when the you get positive. Again, the same charge get aligned like this when you give a force. Okay, because of this force again, because of these repulsions, what happens? Again, this get distracted. Right? When a sodium chloride crystal is hit, the arrangement of two cations or anions to align, this repulsion causes the crystal lattice to shatter. Right? Right? One points name normally, right? Normally, you know, formation of crystalline solids under this one, under ionic compounds, you have learned sodium chloride crystal, like you have seen even in O level. Okay, so this is the picture of that. So here, one sodium ion is surrounded by how many chlorine atoms? I have given the picture there. How many chlorine atoms? You can say that it is surrounded by 6 chlorine atoms, right? And every chlorine atom surrounded by how many sodium atoms? 6 sodium atoms. It is a continuation. Every sodium is surrounded by 6 chlorine vagem. Every chlorine is surrounded by 6 sodium. By 1 chlorine, left, right, left, front, back, up, down. ඔක්කොම connected with whom? Sodium. අර එතන right, you can't see that clearly in this picture, but you can see a white color part is surrounded by 6 වගේම a black color part also surrounded by 6. පොඩ්ඩක් ඒක observe කරන්න හරියට. Black is the sodium, white is chlorine. Okay, so ඒක බලන්න ඒක chlorine ඒක හොඳට පේනවා අරතන. White is chlorine කියලා I have given. The white color, can you see it is surrounded by 6 black color dots in this picture. මේ picture එක. අර චුට්ටි අර box එකක් ගහලා තියෙන්නේ like cube එකක් ගහලා තියෙන්නේ. You can see this white particle surrounded by 6 black dots. ඒ කියන්නේ one මේක you should know about this crystal, right? One sodium atom surrounded by 6 chlorine atoms. What again? One chlorine atom is surrounded by 6 sodium atoms. Even I have given that point, right? Okay. Okay. Normally ionic compounds, they have brittleness and also they are tend to be hard due to the strong electrostatic forces. So if there is a question, ionic compounds are brittle, answer is true. Ionic compounds are hard, answer is true, right? Then, however, they are brittle, as mentioned earlier. They are strong, but they are brittled. Okay. Calcium fluoride forms a hard crystalline solid due to the strong attraction between calcium 2 plus and F minus ions. Hari. Then ඔය කතා ටික set එක you should understand what are the things occur in these things. හරි. මෙන්න මෙතනින් ionic compound වල කතාව ඉවරයි. Right? Normally I will give about the covalent කට්ටිය ගැන. So we have 4 minutes. ඒ 4 minutes වලට දැන් අද session එකට ආපු කට්ටිය ඉන්නවනේ. අදින් පස්සේ next week is not a free session. ඉතින් අද ආපු කට්ටියට මේ if you like to continue the session, දැනට අපේ office number එක දැනට official number එක වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. So therefore at the moment if anyone wants to get any information, right, at the moment you can message this number, right? and මේකට දැනට message එක දාන්න, right? Because our official number is not working at the moment. Okay, so we'll send you the necessary links, right? You can join the group. When you go to the group, okay, whoever joined today, we told there's a surprise gift එකක් තියෙනවා කියලාත් කිව්වා. ඒක මොකුත් නෙමෙයි, you can get the entire unit 1 recording, right? So people who have missed, ඒක channel එකේම you have those recordings. channel එකේ නිකන් channel එක තියෙනවා කියලා බලන්න නැතුව ඉන්න එපා. ඒක හරියට බලන්න මොකද්ද තියෙන්නේ කියලා and answer those questions as well whatever comes in the channel, right? නිකන් පාර යනකොට නිකන් නැත්තම් brush කරනකොට හරි නිකන් phone එක බලාගෙන අර channel එකේ ආපු question එකට answer එකක් දාලා brush කරන්න, right? So ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක use එකක් ගන්න. එතන answer කරලා ඒක පුළුවන්ද කියලා බලලා even we are putting the questions and answers ඔක්කොම ටික okay වෙනවා and also the recordings are there. ඔක්කොම ටික තියෙන ටික maximum try to use. හරි. covalent bond ගැන චුට්ටි කතාවක් කියලා මේ කතාව ඉවර කරන්නම්. then අපේ seminar එක ඉවරයි එතනින්. right? then but before leaving කවුරු ඉන්නවා නම් ඉන්න 7:45 වලට ඉන්නවා නම් session එකට අර paper discussion session එකට if you like you can participate. අවුලක් නැහැ. එහෙම නැත්නම් you can go. even this recording is in YouTube. දැන් ඔයා YouTube එකේ අපේ channel එකට ගියත් you can watch the recording, right? හරි. මේ group එකේ recording එක දාන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. you can go for Dr.Maths and Chem, right? ඒකේ channel එකේ නම Dr. Maths and Chem channel එකට ගියාම when you go for Dr. Maths and Chem channel, ඒකේ channel YouTube channel, the YouTube channel the top recording in the if you go to categories යන්නත් ඕනේ. if you go that you will see a live session. the මේ session එක even live in YouTube, right? දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ channel එකට ගියත් මේක session එක live එකේ යනවා, right? so whenever we have free sessions it's live in YouTube, right? so එහෙම දැන් YouTube උත් telecast කරලා තියෙන්නේ මේක. then ඒ නිසා ඒ වැඩේ කරගෙන යන්න. even you can share those recordings to your friends, even whether you the people who missed this, okay? because is this a valuable session, right? so you understood many things easily, no? I think others you can give others as well. හරි. covalent bonds ගැන කතාව අන්තිමට කියලා ඉවර කරන්න. covalent bonds අර next week එකේ upcoming scene එක ඒකේ අර නිකන් අර before a teledrama අර වෙන්නන්නේ next week මොකක් කියලාද අර මොකක් කියලා වෙන්නන්නේ upcoming session කියලා. අන්න ඒ upcoming session එකේ අන්තිම part එක විතරයි. upcoming session එකේ මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ කිව්වොත් there are covalent bonds. Covalent bond so far when you were in O level you have learned only අර people shares කියලා. But you didn't know there are girls, right? There are girls who spent for their entire gang, right? එහෙම කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා. අන්න ඒ වගේ කට්ටියට අපි කියනවා dative covalent bond කියලා. මොකද්ද? dating covalent bonds ලා නෙමෙයි dative covalent bond කියලා. අන්න මේ කවුද මේ dating කරන covalent bond ලා නැහැ. dating කරන නෙමෙයි. What are these dative covalent bonds and what are these covalent bonds? What are the things who share electrons from both the sides? What are the things who donates their entire electrons to them to help them? මෙන්න මේ කට්ටියව next week බලමු. Right? So 7:45 we'll start the session again. එතනින් ටක් ගාලා අපි MCQs ටික ඩිස්කස් කරලා යමු. මේ MCQs ටික දාලා තියෙන්නේ group එකේ කොහොමත් and I gave the screenshots also. So you can use this break time to try those things. The students who knows the answer නිකන් try කරලා බලන්න. Those are related to quantum numbers, sub energy levels ඒකත් එක්ක තියෙන question set එකක්, right? ඒක try කරලා බලන්න. Hari. Then the students who participated in the session, before you leave, you can comments ටිකකුත් දාලම යන්න. Right. පොඩි break එකක් ගමු. Okay, we'll start the discussion. In this Putha, question number 1. The maximum number of electrons that can occupy D subshell. Answer is 10. Tactical correct your answers. Answer is 10. D subshell have 5 orbitals. Then answer is 10. Which quantum number determines the orientation of an orbital? Who determines the orientation? Magnetic quantum number. No? Magnetic quantum number mean ML. ML can milliliter. It should be M up, L down. Correct that. The total number of orbitals in the N3 energy level? Answer is total number of orbital 9. No? Total energy level is equal to N squared. Which of the following orbital has the highest energy in a neutral atom? Answer is 4p. Right? 4p, because 4p fill after 3d. The value of L for 3d orbital? The value of L mean 3d. L can 2, D mean 2. No? So D value is 2 there. S mean 0, P mean 1, D mean 2. Which statement is correct regarding Coulomb's law? Coulomb's law එක ගන්න පොඩ්ඩක් ඔයගලන්ට ඉච්චර කිව්වේ නැහැනේ. Did I it's directly proportional to the force and inversely proportional to the R squared කියලා I told. Then which statement is correct regarding Coulomb's law? Force is inversely proportional to 1 over distance squared. Correct, no? Answer is B. Right. You are correct. Number 7, according to Coulomb's law, which pair will have the greatest attractive force? Greatest attractive force. So you know this is directly proportional to the charge, inversely proportional to R squared. Can you understand what I am telling? It's directly proportional to the charge, inversely proportional to the R squared. Again, it is like this. The force is directly proportional to the charge. Okay? Directly proportional to the charge, whatever the charge here, Q mean charge. And inversely proportional to the R squared. A charge increases mean force will increase. You have to know here. When the distance increase, force will decrease. Okay? When the distance increase, force will increase. You just think this question. When you think this question, Buddha, right? Which one has the highest charge? Higher charge is plus 3, no? Again, higher charge and lower distance will have greater force, no? Then answer E. If you can we select answer E? Why can't we select answer E? Because it is repulsion. Very good. Greater repulsion force no E. Why? Charge is high, distance is low. Then we have to see opposite charge people for this. Opposite charge people no B, C, D are opposite. AK D is what a distance. And D cancel. Either B or C. Both are same distance. C's charge is high. And we have to go for C as the answer. So answer is C. Who selected the answer as C? Very good. Can understand how to select these answers? Clear? Number 8. Which element has the highest effective nuclear charge? Highest effective nuclear charge is? Highest effective nuclear charge? Answer is? Lithium. Okay. Answer is lithium. No? Effective nuclear charge kya nahe? What is effective nuclear charge? Whatever the final charge faced by the last shell electron, that is effective nuclear charge. එතකොට which one will face the highest effective nuclear charge? Lithium නෙමෙයිනේ. Lithium, why not lithium? Because when it comes to fluorine, what will happen? Nuclear charge increases. No? Answer is fluorine, yes. Answer is fluorine. Why? When lithium to fluorine, when it increases, what happens? number of protons will increase. Number of protons will increase. Either fluorine again, number of protons are high. Across a period, we say almost the shielding effect is constant. Almost constant. Right? Therefore, the answer is fluorine. Correct. Who selected fluorine? Okay. Clear. What is effective nuclear charge? But you were there, no effective nuclear charge, no? Right. What is effective nuclear charge? Effective nuclear charge is equal to nuclear charge minus shielding effect. Okay, so shielding effect is constant. Number of protons will increase, therefore nuclear charge will increase. So effective nuclear charge also will increase. Again, nuclear charge will increase across a period, therefore effective nuclear charge also will increase across a period. Number 9. Effective nuclear charge experienced by outer electron is less than the actual nuclear charge due to yes, repulsion between electrons. Answer is shielding effect. We have to always select the best answer. Now, repulsion between electrons is wrong name, right? Okay. Repulsion between electrons okay. Right, okay. Repulsion between electrons echo BOC. Right, repulsion between electrons, but best one is shielding effect. Which electron experiences the least shielding? Least shielding is experienced by 1s in lithium, right? Again, a less number of inertials in 1s in lithium. Can you all understand, Putha? Edi harida? 11. In shielding effect, which of the following is true? Shielding is constant for all atoms. Inner electrons shield outer electrons. Ega true. Outer electron shield, ega buru. Shielding decreases down the group. Shielding decreases down the group. Shielding increases down the group. Shielding depends only on proton number. Not only on proton number, it depends with the distance as well. Okay, shielding depends only on proton number. Shielding depends on proton number. Electron. Shielding depends on proton number, number of shells also. Harida. Right. Ito answer මොකක්ද? B. මේ ඉතර අමාරු paper එකක් නෙමෙයි මේකේ check කරේ අපි whether you can remember the content. Sensitive questions දුන්නේ මේ අහලා තියෙන කෙලින්ම theory part එක. These are not sensitive questions. We can prepare sensitive questions. එකපාරම sensitive question දුව ගමු මුල upset යනවා. Sensitive paper එකකුත් දෙනවා මේක normal paper නෙවෙයි normal theory part. මෙහෙම A level වල they won't ask මෙහෙම එහෙම out කියන්නේ open විදියට they don't ask questions, right? Always in A level they ask sensitive questions. Openly they don't ask. Tell your name. What would have father kept for you before 25 years? Before 25 years, no? Before? Yeah. Before 16 years or before 17 years, what would have he kept for you? What would have kept for me? Right? Directly they don't ask, indirectly they ask things. Across a period, which trend is observed in atomic radius? Across a period, atomic radius decreases due to increase of shielding effect. Okay, across a period, shielding effect will increase. Therefore, atomic radius will decrease. Number 13, covalent radius is affected by. Covalent radius is affected by what? Yes, covalent radius is affected by. Answer is bond length, shielding, effective nuclear charge, all of the above. Answer is all of the above. Again, covalent radius. Again, what will happen if the bond length reduces? Covalent radius reduces. Bond length increases, covalent radius increases. Shielding increases, covalent radius. May points if you don't know, bond length increases, covalent radius increases, bond length reduces, covalent radius reduces. Question number 13. Shielding increases, covalent radius reduces. Shielding decreases, covalent radius increases. When the effective nuclear charge increases, covalent radius reduces. When the effective nuclear charge reduces, covalent radius increases. So, effective nuclear charge inversely proportional to the radius. Shielding is inversely proportional to the radius. Bond length is directly proportional to the radius. It is all of the above is the answer. Very good. The correct order of covalent radii among the element oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, carbon. එතකොට here again this O in carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Definitely. Any question? What the question? Right. Right. Then the question is the correct order of covalent radii among the element. What the correct answer? Carbon should come the highest or least? Carbon should come the highest. Carbon highest in the answers in A and E. Who should be the least? Fluorine should be the least. Who is great? Oxygen or nitrogen? Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. So answer is what? A. A. A is the answer. 15. The methanic taggala or subject content you can double check. The van der Waals radius. The van der Waals radius of a noble gas atom is? Answer is? Not measurable. Because noble gas, they don't have a covalent radius. Noble gas, they don't bond, right? Do they bond? No. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ට covalent radius එකක් තියෙනවද? Do they have a covalent radius? No. So මේකේ van der Waals radius නේ අහන්නේ. Right. ඉතින් ඒකේ covalent radius එකක් නැහැනේ. ඉතින් not measurable. Okay. Smaller than its covalent radius. Okay. Normally, if there is a covalent radius for that, what will you think? It's not measurable. It's question issue of a noble gas. No, it's not measurable because you can tell because it doesn't have a covalent radius. Therefore, you can't. Again, not measurable. They have compared to the covalent radius. No? Again, they have a van der Waals radius, but you can write the answer. Can't measure the van der Waals radius when compared to covalent radius because noble gas doesn't have a covalent radius because they don't have a bond. Okay, that's my answer. Not measurable. Right. Van der Waals radius is defined as what the directly definition. Van der Waals කියන්නේ half the distance between two non-bonded atoms. Answer is C. No. Very good answer. A. Half the intermolecular distance between no. Bonded atoms two non-bonded atoms. Half the distance between two non-bonded atoms. C. Alright, C. 16C. Yeah? 17. Which pair has the largest difference between van der Waals and covalent radius? Largest difference helium why? Because helium covalent radius the difference is high. No? Again, what is the difference between the van der Waals radius and covalent radius? Van der Waals radius minus covalent radius difference. Van der Waals radius has a value, covalent radius is 0. So the highest difference is for helium. Largest difference. Number 18. Covalent radius decreases across a period due to increase in the nuclear charge. Good. Answer is B. Hari. Now, number 19. Which orbital contributes the most shielding for a 3p electron? Answer? Yeah. Which orbitals Which orbital? Orbitals nang all. Give me a minute. Right. Now, check this. Number 19. Right. Number 19. Which orbital contributes the most shielding for a 3p electron? හරි. ඒකට most shielding කියන්නේ which shell has higher number of electrons no contribute for most shielding. So which shell will have the highest number of electron? 2p. No? Okay. If they ask the orbitals now, all inner orbitals are answer. හරි, that's a මේකට sensitive වගේ. මේක singular plural you have to see whether there is a yes or no. Who put all inner orbitals? Right. all inner orbitals දාන්නේ අර ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් හිතලා right මොකද්ද හිතන්නේ? ඔක්කොම they contribute. but මෙතන අහලා තියෙන්නේ singular එකක්. එතකොට singular නම් අර මේ මාන්නේ question එකක් do you love your mother or father? එතකොට you give a wrong answer both කියලා. do you love your father or mother කිව්වොත් you can't say both අර එකක් කියන්න ඕනේ. right mostly you have one answer ඒක ඇත්ත. ඒ කියන්නේ චුට්ටක් there is a different. but you don't tell it out because it might hurt someone කියලා අර ඇතුළෙම තියාගෙන ඉන්නවා. but amma danno maat ekkada වැඩි කැමති කියලා mama knows that dad also knows that right but if you can't tell it openly there are certain things like that right හරි ඒ නිසා හරියට බලලා මේකට answer කරන්න ඕනේ right හරි which is the correct trend in effective nuclear charge across a period හරි මේක answer දෙන්න ඕනේ කොහොමද which is the correct trend කියලා ඇහුවා නම් I told no පුතා මේක හරනම් දෙන්න ඕනේ I wrote a word මොකක්ද කිව්වේ increase decrease constant කෝකද මම කිව්වේ constant answer is constant අර මේක this is a sensitive area මෙන්න මේක which is effective nuclear පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න sorry effective nuclear charge increase effective nuclear charge increase ඒක this one only constant මොකද්ද shielding effect කියලා අහලා තිබ්බොත් that is constant this is increasing effective nuclear charge increasing ඒක like directly you can see properly yes correct across the period no increase හරි ඒක හරි හරි දැන් 20 වල කොච්චරක් වගේ තියෙනවද marks 20 නේ තවයි ගන්නන්නේ තවයක් තියෙනවද 21 කියලා නෑනේ right එතනින් ඉවරයි හරි so doing these MCQs is it good right එතකොට the students who couldn't on again who have missed unit 1 the recordings are available right in our channel so please go through the channel nowadays like if you have any problem directly send it to the group එහෙම නැත්නම් you can message the given number මේකට දැනට message එකක් දාන්න temporarily until we introduce the number hari දැන් මේ ටික hari ඉතින් මේ you'll get the tutes you can get a photocopy of those right අනිත් කට්ටිය මේ hari then okay please before you leave you can put a comment how was the session right we are continuing this please bring your unit 1 book as well ඒකත් ගේන්න ඒකේ පොඩි කැලි ටිකක් තියෙන විවර කරගන්න ඒ කියන්නේ no need not kali like we have to do certain questions related to that so bring your unit 1 book as well එතනින් අද වැඩේ ටික ඉවර කරගමු හරි එහෙනම් ගෙදර යන්න that's all